Welcome to the family. Hit that button that say subscribe and join the ride. You feel me?
No. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women? Most of them said yes.
What'd he say?
A similar most answered very quickly, no.
Anyone.
Do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. But
That's what we starting the video off with. Is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like honestly, bro, we gotta come to a mutual agreement that men and women both need each other. It's really common sense, bro. If a woman say they don't need a man, it's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's honestly crazy. You're honestly just delusional in my eyes. I'm keeping it above.
But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women? Most of them said yes. So why do you think that is?
Because men are useless.
What? Oh no, this is that video we getting right here. Oh, it's crazy. Let me hear you what you gotta say.
Modern feminism is everywhere, but is it helping
no, you gotta
anyone?
go back to that
Many
clip,
say
there's
it's
no
gone
way.
too far, creating more problems than it solves. Today, we will see what happens when these ideas get challenged head-on. And these confrontations don't end the way you might expect. We've compiled the two most jaw-dropping moments where feminist arguments crumble in seconds, leaving even the most ardent supporters speechless. This is when woke feminists get humbled instantly. Starting
Honestly, bro, if someone's a feminist, honestly, I feel like the main thing is, are you married? Or do you have a man in your life? Like, that's gonna be always my main thing. Because I feel like a woman that's talking, she doesn't even have a man, or she's not even married, she cannot say shit, bro. You don't even have a right to say anything. Because you don't have a man. So how would you be even be in judgment and say what you're gonna talk about, bro? I'm just trying to keep it a stack, like keep it a buck. Because it's like even for men as well, like we could say about all the getting different women and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, bro, you still gotta have that one woman that's at least, like, in my eyes, still lead to becoming a wife or something like that, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, it's like I don't know. I feel like one fear. I don't know if the only is me is like gaining a higher status of wealth, but not having a woman that's came up there with you. You feel me? Because I feel like that's like an American dream, because that's like a new American dream type shit. Because it's like, bro, if I get all this wealth, bro, you think I'm gonna trust a new female, and she came in on this new me, but she didn't know the old me that had to go through this just to get to the new me. It's like it felt like it will always be some type of, it's not insecurity, but trust issue within that. Because it's like, bro, you don't even know how far I came, because you wasn't even there with me. You only know me because of what I did. That's how you know me now. But it's like things still can change and happen, but it's weird, you feel me? I feel like that's the only thing in my brain that will be triggering for me. But right now I'm blessed, so I'm glad I'll hopefully I don't have to go through that.
with the time when these feminists from the Workplace Gender Equality Agency faced ruthless Senator David Leonhjelm's interrogation, which left them completely owned.
What is the gender workplace hours gap? The agency reports a workplace gender pay gap comparing male full-time employees and female full-time employees, but male full-time employees work longer hours on average than female full-time employees. And the agency doesn't account for this when reporting a workplace gender pay gap.
Using ABS data on employee earnings and hours, the gender pay gap as at May 2016 was 15.7%. It is a survey of employees, that information from the ABS. It's not a census. And it's only conducted every 2 years. They only collect the data every 2 years. What we do is we annualise our figure to full-time. So we look at all part-time employees and full-time employees that may have worked part of a 12-month period, and we annualise that data to take into account part-time hours. So therefore we're converting the part-time hours to full-time, if you like.
Huh? How you gonna convert part-time hours to full-time hours? Oh, I'm tweaking.
So do you take into account the fact that on average a male full-time employee works longer hours than a female full-time employee?
Not directly, no.
You don't?
But we annualise the part-time hours and those that have worked full-time,
Shawty just avoided the question. Come on now.
but for part of the year. So that way, because at the moment, what I can tell you is women work part-time at 3 times the rate of men.
What do them working more part-time have to do with when men working longer hours? So we work longer hours, that means men work more, right? I'm tweaking. You know, if it's part-time, then you work less hours doing part-time.
So by annualising it, we are looking at a more realistic...
So you base it on annual salary?
Yeah.
What about if you did it on an hourly rate? What would be the gender hourly pay gap?
Well, we don't have that data, Senator.
You don't have that data?
No, because we ask for annualised salaries from our employers when they report their data in.
Okay, so if a woman was working fewer hours but earning the same rate per hour as a man doing the same job, would that show up as a gender pay gap?
No.
But well, then in that case, you are looking at hourly rates.
I ain't gonna lie.
Janine Brudov, Research and Analytics Executive Manager. So we do not collect the real hours that an employee might have worked. So what we do collect is the hours that are specified in a contract, and that is provided by organisations to us. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do you annualise it on the assumption that men and women are working the same number of hours, or is it actual earnings?
That's all I'm saying.
It's actual earnings, and we are unable to. We don't have the data to distinguish or to then adjust for hours.
I feel like you gotta adjust for hours. Cause how you gonna try to nah, that's not even fair.
Because we cannot collect the real hours that employees are working.
So it's not possible to tell whether any or some of the gender pay gap is just simply attributable to a different number of hours worked. Is that right?
Honestly, I don't think there's just as much of a gender pay gap now. I feel like it's more even. Because I feel like you gotta know what you're going for to get the value out your job. You know what I mean?
It depends on whether we're looking at hours that are in contract or whether we're looking at hours that employees worked as overtime.
Why is it you don't look at hours worked? You don't collect it, but the ABS does. It's available.
They don't collect the hours worked by the employees because it would destroy their entire argument. And to not look at hours worked is intellectually dishonest and deceitful. The senator's onto something big here. Watch closely.
The ABS does. It's available.
The ABS does a survey, yes.
Every 2 years.
Yes.
But again, as I say, we collect census data, that is survey data. And the other thing I would say at this stage, Senator, is just because somebody might be sitting at their desk for 12 hours a day doesn't mean you're getting 12 hours of productivity out of them, and doesn't mean that...
What does that have to do with anything, bro? Now you kind of come at it like, oh, he worked 12 hours, bro. You not want to sit down on the desk for 12 hours, bro. Oh, cap, bro. Niggas be working like 7 days a week, going 24 hours. Like, you feel me? Trying to get extra hours in. Like, if the pay is still there and the woman just had to work more and there's just men just working more hours but you're being paid the same, there's not no gap in it. It's just that men are working more. That's all it is. That's basically what I'm hearing. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
That they're working in essence any harder that someone that may sit at their desk for 8 hours.
That's 4 hours difference. That's a long time, lady. 8 hours versus 12 is a big difference. So I'm gonna keep it a buck. especially when you're working.
So I don't think...
That's true, but they're getting paid for the 12 whether they're doing any work, or they're getting paid for however many hours they're sitting at their desk.
Just like how she's getting paid for overlooking the actual data. Let's see if women are really earning less, or is there more to the story?
And the issue for your agency is that if it's a male sitting at a desk, they're getting paid more than a female sitting at a desk. So the question is whether that, irrespective of the hours, the question is whether for those hours for which they're getting paid, is there a difference between men and women?
That's what I'm saying. It don't seem like it's a difference. They have to go hourly rate at that point.
So
We don't collect information on ours, Senator.
ABS does, so it's available. So if we put in a question on notice, will you access the ABS data and so you can answer that question?
Well, I did answer it earlier. I said that the ABS...
Sorry, I had to swallow the water. She kind of getting me irritated, bro, because she's just avoiding the question. Like, obviously, bro, you trying to say we don't access that data, but like, bro, obviously, if he's saying you can access the data, why you keep not trying to, like, why are you denying trying to access the data, bro? Like, that's making you look like a fool. Like, if there's no gap, what is wrong? There's nothing wrong if there's not a gap. It's okay if men work more hours than women. There's nothing wrong with that. Am I tripping? Why is she tripping so hard over this? Like, what is even the case for this? So women could get paid more and working less? That's not even fair now. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
ABS employee and earnings and hours data, as at May 2016, the gender pay gap was 15.7%.
That, if I understood you correctly, that's referring to annualised salary, is that right?
Not...
What's the gap based on? Per hourly rates or annual incomes or annualised incomes, or what are we talking about here?
Okay. The EEH data...
I swear they flipping that paper looking at nothing. They trying to come up with something off the heezy type of shit. You feel me? I could tell they just flipping. You ain't gonna find nothing because y'all don't got the data. You don't have the data. This isn't like...
So that's the employee earnings and hours data, includes all employees regardless of employment status and reflects ordinary time cash earnings. The EEH survey produces hourly earnings for non-managers and can be used to produce a gender pay gap measure inclusive or exclusive of part-time employees. The EEH data can also be configured in a variety...
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, reading that from the paper is not like... It's not helping, bro.
of other ways that are useful to the gender pay gap estimates, e.g. managerial versus non-managerial...
You're saying a lot of nonsense, bro. You gotta get to the point. Please.
...employees. The big drawback from where we sit is that EEH data was identified as being, is just done on a 2-year cycle.
I don't think I can think of many men who would find it acceptable that a woman, irrespective of how many hours she's working in the day, if she's doing the same amount of work as a man, or the same job as a man, was paid any less on the basis that she's a woman. I can't think of any men who would support that. And yet, because you're not looking at hours, we don't know whether that's occurring or not. Am I right there?
Senator, I think at this stage, as I've said to you, we are unable to collect and analyse that data.
Bro, she just came back to the same... Oh my God, bro. See, bro, listen. This is the problem sometimes with women, man. Like, they just don't want to be wrong, bro. She's not even denying it, or the fact he's saying, like, okay, cool, like, I understand your argument, I understand your viewpoint. I just need to know on the hourly rate, is there any differences? If there is, okay, cool, let's make an adjustment. But if there's not, then there's no problem. What's the problem? Okay, cool, we can access the data. well, the ABS can get it, so let's get that report and the files for that information so we can actually see if there's a problem. But if you is giving this much backlash, this must not be a problem. Like, come on, bro. Let's be real, yo. This kind of got me irritated because, like, why is she going so hard just to, like, it's not like
There
I get that y'all want to win this, but like, come on, bro. Like, if there ain't no difference, why are we taking this ID?
are other countries, of course, that do that, and we will...
Not even every 2 years with the ABS survey data? You could do it at least every 2 years.
And I gave you the figure of 15.7% based on the calculation that we last did.
What's the 15.7 reflect?
So what I was about to say, Senator, is I'm happy to take that question on notice and go back and look at that last calculation that we did and provide you with the workings on that.
And that's how you expose the holes in gender-based statistics. Gathering only the data that supports your beliefs isn't equality. If there's a gender pay gap, these feminists are a perfect example of why it exists. But wait, we're just getting warmed up. You've just seen how the equality narrative crumbles under scrutiny. Now, let's tackle the billion-dollar question. Women want equality, but do they want equal responsibilities? Our next clip dives into the explosive debate on women being drafted for war. Equal.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it a buck though. I don't think women should go to war, bro. Me personally, I know people be like, yeah, the equality and all this, but like honestly, I don't feel like women should go to war, bro. Like we need, like on some real like just simplified terms. Okay, hold on. Like on some real simplified terms, it's really this is my main reason why, and I'm not no other crazy person. My reason is very simple, bro. Like without you, we can't like my fault. Without you, we can't reproduce. So it makes the most sense why we don't want you to go out there. Like we need us because we got to see, but we need you to like for me. Like you are the most important thing in the whole entire human race. Without you, we are nothing. Literally. Like everybody had to serve their purpose, but I don't know, bro. I don't know if I'm wrong for saying that. I don't know if I'm wrong for saying that. I feel like it makes sense, but it might be a person going crazy over this, so we gonna have to see.
Rights, equal fights.
Do you want women to be signing up for selective
That's
services?
not what I'm asking. It's not want. I'm saying,
I'm
do
gonna
you
be honest
think
with
that
you.
it would? Do you think it would be equitable if we said
No.
men should, if men
No,
have
I'm
to,
gonna tell
if
you
men
why.
have to bear this risk and
No.
they're denied these
No.
privileges,
And I'm gonna tell you
should
why.
we also
No.
force women? Why?
No, because I don't believe that women are as capable in that capacity when it comes to physical strength, when it comes to other components of what needs to happen physically to be in the military on the front lines. Most times, I don't think they're going to be the best candidate for that job. So when I talk about military, it's not about woke for me. It's not about this gender and that gender. It's not about that. I want my military to be as best as it can be. And honestly, if you really took all the wokeness out of that, 9 out of 10 times, that's going to be a healthy, robust young man.
Should we, in some way, devalue women's votes as a
No.
result of that?
Absolutely
So
not.
what you want is more authority than
No.
men are allowed in the United
No,
States.
what I want is for people, individuals across the country, men, women, regardless of race, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of age, once you hit the eligible age to vote, I want them to have a stake in the game. I want them to be able to voice their, their policy. That's how you basically voice your policy.
Should we then
because it impacts
absolve
everybody.
selective services then?
No. Well, I mean, that's a very complex debate we could have.
Should we
absolve?
Should we say, you know what? Doesn't matter if you have a vagina, you can vote or you
There's
not.
a reason that exists, though. I mean, you're the person who argues all the time that there are big differences between men and women.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Alright, they talking about straight nonsense, bro. But look, y'all, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. That the senator just took me out, to be honest. When they talking about, I don't know, bro. The argument not even making sense to me in my eyes. I'm not even gonna lie. But make sure you hit that button, like, comment, subscribe, bro. And we're gonna be out, bro. We're gonna drop videos all week long, so stay tuned, bro. For me, so yeah. And if not, bro, make sure to always tap in my Twitch. I'm gonna start live streaming next week if you've seen this. So yeah, bro, I'm gonna start having me a schedule, and yeah. All right, y'all. We out.